So what we want to do to start a video in Final Cut Pro, first we're going to open the software. And at the beginning, Final Cut Pro is going to say, what library do you want to open? Well, we want to create a new library. And that way we can specify where we want the files saved. We can specify the name. Okay, so we've got a name for our new library. And library is what we're going to do all of our work within. We will have the timeline as a project within this library, but the library is the overarching job that we will do our editing and video creation work within. Let's go ahead and give it a location. Let's put it on our external. Let's make a new folder, video. 2 terabyte unboxing review. And so now our library is called Samsung T7 2 terabyte review. We know where it's located. It's located right here. And so you'll see the Final Cut Pro library icon right there that's been created. What it will do by default is give us a date stamp for the events. Events are just that, events or categories underneath the library. I like having a more organized approach. A lot of people do, where you can just rename the event. Click in there, and I like to use one folder, event folder for videos, and event folder will say a new event. And so we can see that we can just hit Option N and create a new event. And we'll call that one images or pictures, because we're going to want thumbnails and such. It's nice to have its own category for that. And again, Option N for a new event. And let's call this one audio. And we'll use that for our soundtrack. Awesome. And so for under videos, let's go ahead and import some media. And we do have some source media. So we know that we're going to do an import. We know that we're going to go here to the library, and we will import the 2 files. Now I'm doing this on a MacBook Pro 13-inch using the Intel Iris graphics. So I'm just going to work with proxy media until we're done with the project, and then we can optimize it for importing into YouTube or whatever you want to do. But we're going to just work with proxy media at this time. We want to leave files in place. We don't want to make duplicate copies of these files any further than we have. I like to keep the fix audio problems selected, and again, we're just going to work with the create proxy media. We're going to click import selected. Okay, and so now that they're imported, you'll notice that the background tasks are running, that the rendering wheel is spinning. This rendering wheel does so much great work for us in Final Cut Pro. You don't have to render at the end of your editing. It's now transcoding the second video clip. All right, so the transcoding process is done. The background tasks are done. I like to let that finish. It's not necessary. Now, what you can do is you can click here under your directory tree of your library and the events within your library. I like to go to my videos. Here's the 2 pieces of video and audio information, video and audio, that we've imported. Of course, the timeline will be down here, but right now we're just looking at the stock footage. Yeah, hope to get some more legs out of this one. So let's go ahead and we can listen, we can see. Super handy. There you go. That's really nice to be able to evaluate the source footage before we bring it into the timeline. We use the library language to identify the overlaying whole process. as well as containing the project, which will actually be our timeline that we edit. And of course, you've heard of the magnetic timeline. Start that timeline up. Let's create that by creating our new project. You can call it anything you want, but everything has to have a name because it's going to have its own file within our library structure on the external storage that we're putting our video project on. Okay, I do like to store my timeline project within my videos event folder. That's a habit I've gotten into. You can create your own best practices there. We're working with 1080p. And we're going to be working in 30 frames per second. So we're going to do standard good old 1080p HD. You can use any rendering codec that you want. Apple ProRes 2 is great. I like it. Audio kilohertz, 48 kilohertz default is great. We're just going to hit OK. And it's going to create our magnetic timeline. So there we have it. And so what we want to do is we want to take our unboxing footage and we'll drag it down into our magnetic timeline. Just setting it there, it will automatically snap magnetically to the earliest available timestamp that's open in the magnetic timeline. There it is. I let it go and snap. It just goes to 0. So it's so nice. And then you can scroll to the end. And now, being a magnetic timeline, the next piece we drag in here, we can drag it above or below and use our editing and layering techniques later. Or we could drag it into that dark bar, the magnetic strip of the timeline. This whole area is the timeline. We can take another piece of source footage and set it here. Anywhere we want, we could set it here. We like to put audio on the bottom, added video and images on top. But when it comes to our video stream, snap, magnetic timeline. Let's go ahead to the beginning and start editing out the dead spots, because you can see your sound waves here. I also want to point out right here, you can increase the size of your magnetic timeline. You can see the sound waves better as well as the video clips, and you can stretch them out or condense them and make them real tight. So you can stretch those sound waves out so you could look at the resolution and granularity and make real precise editing. Super handy. So I like to make them big, stretch them out. And then we're already queued up. This is our cue right here. So we can hit the space bar, play. And then hit spacebar again to pause. So start and pause, start and stop, play and pause. Spacebar is your friend there. And so here you have the cursor or the pointer, and you can use it in select mode like it is now. Select. And we also have the blade, another great tool in Final Cut Pro, so we can do our cutting and our editing. And so we're going to primarily work with the selector tool and the blade. Getting the select tool and the blade tool skills down at the beginning is huge. So let's go blade. Let's just highlight right where we're at. Let's click on that location, and then let's go back up to select, or the A, so you can select A and B on the keyboard and switch quickly between them. Now that we've made our cut and now we're a selector again, we can select the area And then we can just hit the delete key. And boom, the magnetic timeline pulls our video over to the very beginning. Let's go ahead and hit play from here. Well, hey everyone, welcome again to New Tech Old Toys. I am excited to add some more storage. So we're using a MacBook Pro and we have a 1 terabyte SSD external that I use for my video feeds. You can hit pause and you can catch up on the rendering. Let's unpause and keep going. This is full. I got 17 good videos out of this. I see we have a couple good sized pauses in my speech. This is a great time to click over here. Let's stop it right about here and make a cut. And let's stop it right about here and make another cut. Then we'll select this dead space in the middle and we'll delete. And we'll help make the video shorter and more efficient. Hopefully it won't drag out as long. Use for my video feeds. Pause. Then we'll hit the B key to choose our blade. Or you can click up here and choose blade. Go down to that line. You can move the blade and cut elsewhere. But I like that it snaps. See how it snaps into the location of where the cursor is, where the play cursor's at. So let's just click on that and let's move it over to the next edit spot. And again, it snaps into position, you cut, and then you either hit the A key to select or click on select, select that area, hit the delete key. Now let's hear how it flows. Let's back up a little bit and hit play and pause, and then we'll look at that scene right there where we made that cut, and we'll look at possibly adding a nice transition in there. Video feeds, this is full. Okay, so we can click on this one. We can actually go back and stretch it out a little bit. Some of the magic of that magnetic timeline. Feeds, this is full. And then we could actually click over here on our transitions, drag a cross dissolve over, simple but elegant, very useful. Then you can look at how that transitions on the video. Feeds, this is full. I got 17 good videos out of this. Store this. Blade tool, next location for the next cut. Little fine tuning with the arrow keys to just back up right before that sound wave. Cut, hit the A key for the selector, select the location, hit the delete key. Often drop a cross dissolve in there. You don't have to in these type of cases. It's rather transparent anyway. I like to reduce the size of that cross dissolve to make it quick. Videos, storing it, keeping it, I'll slave it off. I will duplicate this. Keeping it. Got some redundant speech in there to cut out. That's what's great about editing. I'll duplicate this. I will back this up. I'll switch this. Boom. Clean. Storing it, keeping it. I will back this up elsewhere at another time, but I do need to keep going. The show must go on, so it's time for the 2 terabyte and get some more legs out of this one. Blade tool, cut, move over here, blade tool, cut, selector, select the area, hit the delete key, clean. Legs out of this one. Yeah, hope to get some more legs out of this one. Okay, it sounds like I just repeated myself. This one. Yeah, hope to get some more legs out of this one. So let's just cut that redundancy out. That's what's so great. Boom, and it's gone. See how quick and clean and simple it is to make precision editing with the magnetic timeline in Final Cut Pro. I love this tool. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. Okay, so now we're moving on to an unboxing activity here. And a lot of dead space in the sound. I expect it to go just... Now typically when you have a lot of dead space in the sound, you're looking at area that can be edited out of your video. And so it's based on your discretion and what you're really after with what you're creating. So I've got a nice chunk of space. I can reduce this video size here. Hit the blade tool, hit the blade tool down here in the timeline area by moving the selector. Now we'll convert back over to the selector by either hitting the A key or going up here and clicking select. Then click on the area we want to select and edit. We'll hit the delete key, and the power of the magnetic timeline is really making the editing process so efficient for us. I love this tool. You're going to keep hearing me say that. I expect it to go just like the 1 terabyte. Blade tool. Blade tool. Select, delete. 1 terabyte. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I expect it to go just like the 1 terabyte unboxing did. Okay, blade tool. Let's cut that plosive out from when I set the knife down on the desk real hard. And of course, just scrolling over here with our blade tool, we can see in the video what the activity is. So again, it lets you just kind of freeform where you want your editing to occur. I just want to point that out because this can really complement the development of a efficient and really enjoyable, honestly, editing technique. Cut, move to the selector by hitting the A key, select the area in question for edit, and hit the delete key. Boom. Let's back up and look at how that transition flows. See if we want to throw a cross dissolve in. And usually I'll go in before I do my final rendering for upload or export, and I'll make sure I handle cross dissolves and other titles and things, perhaps header and footer files and images, and then we'll even drop down a sound effect down here, a music score in the background later on. So let's keep editing. That unboxing did. Pause. So it looks like I want to edit out we got the flap door open there. Just make that brief. Cut into that. Let's move on. Right there, right before I flip the box over and slide it out. That'll make it a little smoother. I'll just clip right about there. And then hit the selector, click on that, scroll over and look at the scope of how much we're about to remove. Hit the delete key. We can also go up to edit and undo that delete. So don't be too hesitant to try something out. You can undo it and get it back. And so it makes the editing process so enjoyable, so much fun. Let's go. Nice. I do want the cross dissolve right there. Doesn't have to be really big, but just that. Let's see how it looks with the box flip. Nice. Okay, really liking what we're seeing here. Let's just cut that. Select, delete. See how that flows and move on. Nice package, as always. Okay, I know we're going to be editing right about here. Let's just edit right there. Let's back up. We're going to edit right about there. Selector right there. Delete. Magnetic timeline brings it all together in perfect flowing tight sequence. The opening. Ta-da! There it is. There it is. Got a lot of dead space. Let's go ahead and just start the edit and see where we want to finish it. The second. Right there. Select, delete. There it is. The second one in the family, the 2 terabyte. Let's see how these look side by side. I like to cut the dead space out, as I said at the beginning. Try to keep the video flowing. Hopefully not too many lulls. By side, they are the same. Yeah, they are. See how quick and easy that is. Cut, cut, selectors, select the area. Well, let's go back over to the cutter. Cut, select. See, you don't have to worry about making mistakes, and you can always go edit, undo, delete, and bring it back. But of course we want to select it and delete it. Let's see how it looks. The same. They are the same size, same form factor. Form factor. All right, they're the same form factor. Let's see where we want to finish that long delete. I want to take the comment out I made about sound, about the weight. Yeah, it does weigh a little bit more. You'll put that on the scale later on. Okay. Nice. In form factor. Okay, so there we are. Let's just take all that dead space out while I'm finding out how the box unfolds. There we are. Nice. Cables included. You gotta love it. Let's pause. Advance. Gotta love that. Select. Dead space gone. Gotta love that. Don't you know it? Let's see what the next edit is going to be. Let's just go there, click, delete. It's like a big pause. Take a little more of that space out. Cut, cut, selector, select, delete. And you can just get used to that routine. Let's just delete that whole chunk right there. Love this tool. Love that. All right. So we do have the USB 3.2 Generation 2 cable, USB-C. And USB 3.2 Generation 2 USB-A style to USB-C. Got them both. Okay, edit. There you go. That's how it flows. That's the main flow. So I'm going to pause this and we'll move on to the audio editing and the titling in the next clip here. Okay, so now I want to move on from the video editing into a little bit of audio editing also. So we know that the video clip is this main portion of the magnetic timeline, and the currently connected audio file to the video file is directly below it. And what we want to do is we want to go up here to, well, while selecting the section of editing interest on the magnetic timeline, once that's selected, you can move out of the video clip or the color grading area, different videos. You can go over to the speaker, to the sound. And then if there's an audio analysis yellow alert, you can click on the magic wand here and it will fix it. And right now we're looking good audibly. Now the audio file also has a nice equalizer or equalization option. The built-in voice enhanced is great for talking head videos, speech. What you'll be hearing me speaking with right now will be the voice enhanced in this tutorial. So let's listen to the flat and then let's listen to the voice enhanced and see what it sounds like. Here's an example of the flat. What we're getting for performance. We're going to use 5 GB stress test. We're going to do reads and what we're getting. Okay, so you heard the flat. Let's go ahead and EQ it for voice enhanced. We do need to select the area in question. That will EQ the sound signal in that whole area. Let's get the next area in question. Voice enhance. Let's get the next area in question. Voice enhanced. Let's listen to that. What we're getting for performance. We're going to use 5 GB stress test. We're going to do reads and writes. And as you can hear, the quality of the sound of the voice is so much better. Okay, so we're writing at about 850 megabytes. And of course we're still editing as we go along, but it's nice to just clean it up. Okay, so we're writing at about 850 megabytes per second, which is blade tool, blade tool, selector tool, selected and deleted, edited, magnetic timeline does all the fine work for you.
Just fantastic.
It's so nice.
For our next for an external USB-C .2 generation 2 connected device, and we are again 850 megabytes per second writing, 900 megabytes per second reading.
Let's take those little pauses out. Oh, I love this.
These are phenomenal speeds using a 5 gigabyte load.
Blade tool, cut.
So
Position, blade tool, cut. Selector tool, select, delete, clean up and move on.
So this Samsung T7 2 terabyte is performing just as fast as the 1 terabyte model expected it to, and there it is. There you have it right now.
Keeping it clean, we've got over half an hour of editing down to 3.5 clean, smooth minutes.
Around 850 megabytes per second writing.
Simple as that.
And 900 megabytes per second reading. We see a little variation here. We're down to 830 reading. We see a little variation here. We're down to 834 megabytes per second writing. And now we're, back down to about 835 megabytes per second writing. 915 megabytes per second reading. Pretty great performance to be had with the Samsung T7. And reading.
You're fine-tuning, real fine movement of your cursor through the timeline with your right and left arrows on the keyboard. Lets you really have some precision editing.
Pretty great performance to be had with the Samsung T7 USB-C 3.2 Generation 2 compatible with USB-C buses, USB 2 bus, compatible with USB-C buses.
I think we're going to go ahead and take out
Thunderbolt
a lot of this
through Thunderbolt 3.
discussion about the different
Thunderbolt
USB
through
port
Thunderbolt 3.
protocols.
So consider the Samsung T7 when you are considering a external USB connected. So
Okay, great. Blade tool. Select, delete, that just took a lot out.
Generation 2 bus. Consider the Samsung T7 when you are considering a external USB connected
T7 right there. Really helps make things flow along a lot nicer. You get a feel for it, you get a hang of it, and then you can always go back, inspect, undelete with your edit option up here, undo, delete if you need to, and then redo it for your precision editing.
Considering a external USB connected storage device for your laptop, your desktop.
See how much smoother that is?
Or your portable computing devices, such as an iPad. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Go ahead and hit like, subscribe. There's links in the channel below. And hope to see you again on another video soon with new tech, old toys. Thank you.
All right.
New tech, old toys. Thank you.
And there you have it. So at that point, I'm going to close the video out. I'll put a channel close in there. Okay, select, boom. And that is the video. 4 minutes, 41 seconds. And I just want to put a little music in the background and keep it low. Then I'll put a little splash screen for New Tech Old Toys for my channel at the beginning and at the end. And there you have it, folks. There's editing the video clip and the audio clip from multiple AV sources in a magnetic timeline in Final Cut Pro. Now we can go to the beginning.
Well, hey everyone, welcome
hit play.
Again to New Tech Old Toys. I am excited to add some more storage. So we're using a MacBook Pro and we have a 1 terabyte SSD.
Now that we have our basic video timeline put together for the project, we still need to import some background music or sound, as well as some other images you might want to use. So let's go to the audio event. You can put them all into one event if you want, but I like being organized and having an audio event for my sound files, video event for the video files with attached audio, and then images for still shots, thumbnails, other artwork you might want to include in your actual library for the final project assembly. So let's go to audio and import. I've got a song here. Okay, and so on the audio track we're going to leave file and place. It happens to be in the same folder as the rest of the Final Cut Pro library for this video. I'm going to just import it, create proxy media, fix audio problems. I like to have that selected, fix audio problems, just in case. So let's take a look at that rendering engine and see how that performs when we import the music for the background. Zoom. That was fast. Awesome. And so now we have some music. And now I want to bring the music underneath the magnetic part of the timeline. Bring it near the front of the timeline and it just snaps into place. That's very nice. So now let's balance out the sound of my speech levels in conjunction with the sound of the music levels.
Well, hey everyone, welcome again to New Tech Old Toys. I am excited to add some more storage.
Now, while selecting the main audio track with the main video track, we want to make sure we're selecting voice enhanced equalization for the speech portions. Clicking on to the next segment of edit, you'll see that it shows problems detected under audio analysis. And so what we can do is we can click on that magic wand. It automatically fixed the loudness levels and we're at flat. Let's click voice enhanced also. Next section. Again, repairing the sound, clicking voice enhanced. We'll probably have to do that on quite a few of these. But see how quickly we are able to, how quickly you are able to go through a video timeline and perform significant edits and functions with breeze, with just simplicity. It's so nice, Final Cut Pro. And also the Apple Pro Apps team has been just fantastic to work with. They have been so helpful. They're very open to being helpful. One of the best things I've bought software-wise. So it's better to have the vocal enhancement performed before you level the backing track of the music, because the vocal enhancement levels change the volume or the output level of your voice. And so once you have that normalized, okay, I think we're there. Very nice. Yeah, once you have that level enhanced with your voice level, then the backing track level can be balanced. Very nice. So let's balance these levels now.
Oh, and we have a 1 terabyte SSD external that I use for my video feeds. This is full. I got 17 good videos out of this, storing it, keeping it. I will back this up elsewhere at another time, but I do need to keep going. The show must go on. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I expect it to go just like the 1 terabyte. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I expect it to go just like the 1 terabyte unboxing did. I expect it to go just like the 1 terabyte. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I expect it to go just like the 1 terabyte unboxing did.
Okay, good catch. I think we just found a repeat in the edit that made it through the first round. So great time to be aware and take a look for loose pieces or other things while you're editing through your timeline. Okay, so what I see now with the vocal level from the actual video track at 0 dB, we have a great volume level output with that value. And then the backing track of the music I have in the minus 30s. Sometimes I go up higher to minus 37. Sometimes I go down to minus 30, 32. And that sounds pretty good where it does not step on the voice, but everybody's voice is different, plus the music is different. So, you know, that's an area where you want to cater to your personal taste, but I want you to see the function of how to import music and how you can balance that with your video track.
I got 17 good videos out of this, storing it, keeping it. I will back this up elsewhere at another time, but I do need to keep going. The show must go on.
So we have that. That's a really great feature to have. Now, at the beginning of the video timeline, I like to put a little channel tag in there. So I have another little tag I want to use. I want to import this little MP4 that I like to make for my videos. It's a little 5.5 or 6 second clip. Has a little bit of nice suspenseful build-up and sound effect of its own. We'll control that volume level, but it's a nice intro, a nice close to the channel's presence when somebody clicks on a video. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that down into my magnetic timeline, bring it to the front, and it's going to bump the entire video edit right past it. Now we're at the beginning with that audio track, and so we want to listen to that level compared to the edited video track and see if we want to adjust that level a little higher or lower.
Well, hey everyone, welcome again to New Tech Old Toys. I am excited to add some more.
I think we're going to drop that volume just a hair.
Well, hey everyone, welcome again.
There's that. Let's go to the end of the entire video sequence, and let's put that channel header right at the end also. Let's drop that volume level a little bit.
Old Toys. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so now also back to our audio, we notice that I want to point out that the music only goes to up to 2 minutes 55-ish seconds, but the video is longer. The video is 4 minutes. So let's go ahead and drag another copy of that music right up next to the closure of the previous one underneath the timeline. Let's bring that volume level down to a matching level, minus 32, 31, 32, 33. So close, that's good enough right there, minus 32. And let's see how far that goes. Okay, and so what we'll do, we'll go to the end of the edited video sequence, the project. We'll get the blade tool out and we will cut the music right at the end of the edited video sequence. And then the selector tool and delete. And then we will have just the channel tag music at the end there. So this is what it's going to be like.
Video soon with New Tech Old Toys. Thank you.
And there you have it, a very simple, clean-cut way to create a video with Final Cut Pro. Some of the best software, and once you get the basics down with managing the library, the events, and creating the actual project and editing the timeline, what a joy this software is to use. And again, I'm not even using a video card with this. This is the built-in Intel Iris on a MacBook Pro 13 2020. It's a current MacBook Pro 13-inch. A lot of people have challenges with using this kind of computer with this sophisticated software, but back to leveraging that proxy media setting, one of the sage tips that the Apple Pro support team gave me. I'm passing on to you. I really hope this helps. Please, it helps the channel. Go ahead and subscribe, like if you're getting value, and I hope to see you soon. There will be more coming.